the succession that the Lord promised to His Holy Church, until we will hear the voice of the angel of the Apocalypse proclaiming, "There is no more time, God's mystery has been executed." At that point, the history of the Church will end, together with the history of the world, with the advent of new heavens and a new world.
So we have a shared strategic commitment. Let me make clear what that commitment is. It is to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon, period. Period. End of discussion, period. Prevent, not contain, prevent. Well, big nations can't bluff, and presidents of the United States cannot and do not bluff, and President Barack Obama is not bluffing. He is not bluffing.
Now to North Korea, a nation that has nuclear weapons and is tonight threatening to use them against the United States, vowing to attack Washington and engulf the nation's capital, quote, in a sea of flames.
The deteriorating situation with North Korea, all of a sudden, that country's leader has scrapped the armistice that suspended the Korean War. The 1953 ceasefire is now null and void. North Korean troops are carrying out exercises involving the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. And South Korea is holding days of military drills involving 10,000 South Korean troops and 3,000 from America.
Hey, glad you're up. Russia flexing its muscle now by sending a nuclear message to America. Got a spokeswoman for the Pacific Air Force in Hawaii confirmed that just days ago, 2 nuclear-armed bombers from Russia circled the U.S. territory of Guam before being intercepted by American military jets.
Among you there is the future Pope, to whom today I promise my unconditional reverence and obedience. For all this, with a lot of affection, I want to give you my apostolic blessing.
The Cardinals are getting ready, the secret ritual hours away, for the first vote for a new pope. And there, right behind me at St. Peter's Basilica, in the center window, a new red curtain awaiting him. And when chosen, that's where he'll emerge to greet the faithful. And in another room tonight, there are robes in 3 different sizes, and there are new shoes for the man selected to walk in the shoes of St. Peter the fisherman. And we should tell you that the minute you arrive here in Rome, everyone is talking about the high-spirited American Cardinals shaking up this selection. And our team is on the ground, starting with ABC's Josh Elliott right now. Josh.
And so begins, Diane. Tomorrow, a world's focus will be trained on that simple chimney atop the Sistine Chapel, ready to offer all of its smoky history. It's a ritual ratified over centuries. The votes are burned, and black smoke means no consensus. White smoke means we've chosen a new pope. And yet, in so many ways, the direction that the church now charts for itself will be as important as the man chosen to lead it.
Today, we got just a glimpse of what those 115 voting cardinals would see as they entered the halls of the Sistine Chapel, courtesy of Vatican TV. The frescoed history of those halls overshadowed by the votes that will take place within them tomorrow. Yesterday, the Cardinals led masses at the local churches around Rome. For one, it would be his final mass before becoming pope. Might that pope be Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York? In the days leading to conclave, he's become a darling of the Italian press. Or might that pope be Cardinal O'Malley of Boston, whose humble Capuchin robes and leadership in the wake of the nationwide sexual abuse scandal have endeared him to his fellow electors? While neither claims to want the job.
That's just way too too out of the realm of probability.
I have bought a round-trip ticket, so...
Their candidacies are a sign of a race that has no clear front-runner.
Cardinal O'Malley and Cardinal Dolan are both quite popular here in Italy. There's already sort of fan clubs around the two of them.
Still, the 28 Italian cardinals represent by far the biggest voting bloc by nationality. And true to form, they're thought to be pushing for an Italian pope.
But as the multitude of languages that we hear today in St. Peter's Square suggests on the eve of the conclave, Vatican City is not Italy. The world's Catholics are arriving to see the election of a new pope, and for the first time they may see that pope hail from Latin or North America.
So might that mean Cardinal Scherer of Brazil or Cardinal Ouellet of Canada? Two candidates backed by a faction of traditionalists who work in the Vatican.
They're looking for someone who has executive skills. Someone talked about Jesus with an MBA.
Jesus with an MBA.
They're looking for someone who's holy because he's preaching the gospel, and he should be living the gospel that he's preaching. Then they also want a brilliant theologian, and then they want somebody who can communicate to grammar school kids. And then they want somebody who can reform the Vatican Curia. What they're looking for is Jesus Christ with an MBA.
Jesus Christ with an MBA. Jesus Christ with an MBA.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
This is a historic election, with the church at a crossroads, particularly in the United States. In fact, in a new ABC News Washington Post poll, an overwhelming number of American Catholics disapprove of the church's handling of the sex abuse scandals, in addition to criticism shared worldwide of the secretive and allegedly corrupt Vatican banking system.
What is it that the church needs? Where does the church need to go?
One thing is certain. The race is wide open, with all eyes on that chimney, as Rome awaits tomorrow.
And Diane, of course, no one can really predict whom the Pope will be, but whether it be a conservative, a reformer, an Italian, a North American, Latin American, and African, the one thing that all factions can agree upon, according to the experts, is that age and stamina will be crucial factors come this election. So look for a pontiff in his 60s, young and spry enough to handle the grueling demands that this next Pope will surely face.
They want to signal vitality. Thank you so much, Josh. And there's something we want to show you, because when those cardinals gather to choose an heir to St. Peter, they will be standing above a sacred place, 40 feet beneath the dome behind me. There is a crypt, and in it a relic discovered in the 1940s inside a wall marked with the symbol of Peter. The bones of a man in his 60s when he died, and the Pope declared them to be the bones of St. Peter, who was also crucified. And the dome above reaches toward the gates of heaven, where he is believed to be waiting with the keys. As the cardinals gather beneath, there's princes on earth.
There's princes on earth. There's princes on earth.
There's princes on earth.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and until the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation. And that determined shall be poured upon the desolate.
And now let's bring in ABC's Cecilia Vega with what they are going to do as this ancient process unfolds.
One day before the doors to the Sistine Chapel are locked,
Padre e Figlio.
an oath of secrecy for the only people allowed in during the conclave. 90 people in all, doctors, nurses, waiters, Swiss guards, paving the way for 115 cardinals to select the next pope.
Is this daunting for some people?
I think it frightens them. Some have told me it's a scary moment. Because they don't want to make a mistake.
The voting may begin right away, up to 4 times a day until 2/3 of the cardinals agree on a name. They write their choices on paper ballots. One at a time, they walk to the altar, and under the watchful eye of Michelangelo's Last Judgment, cast their votes. 3 cardinals do the counting, then those ballots are burned, never to be seen again. Even in this modern world, it is a centuries-old ritual that delivers the results. Black smoke means no decision. White, there is a new pope.
So this is the black smoke right here.
We open, and this is white.
And this is the white.
How do they do it? An Italian special effects crew gave us a demonstration.
Seems easy.
Seems, okay.
We'll see.
A bit dangerous sometimes.
Bit dangerous, so I should stand back.
Yeah, because it's really hot.
It turns out, creating smoke in the Vatican is like creating smoke for movies.
So, no pope?
No way.
Not today?
No.
All right.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
The conclave used to burn wet straw to make black smoke. Today, it uses a mix of chemicals, but sometimes, even in the Vatican, the plan fails. In 2005, the smoke wasn't just black or white, it was both. In 1958, there was gray smoke. In 1978, it blew right back inside the Sistine Chapel and made the cardinals sick. Today, our smoke was bright white. All we were missing was a new pope.
I can hear the crowds in St. Peter's Square cheering already. And so, Diane, I have with me tonight a sample ballot, a mock ballot, like the one that the Cardinals are going to use when they start voting tomorrow. And we know that many of them trying to disguise their name when they the name of the Pope that they're choosing when they write on it, so that no one knows who it is that they're voting for. Not just that, it gets very secretive. They fold it once, and then they fold it again, and then it gets burned so that no one sees this vote. Secrecy, you know, being of utmost importance.
Right. They try to disguise their handwriting so they can't tell who voted for whom. And there's something very moving about a piece of paper in a modern world. Thank you,
small.
Cecilia.